You can just not imagine the array of armor and weapons that lay before me. Greetings, adventurer! I'm here to talk to you today about the basics of armor and weapons. What do you mean I'm not dressed the part? Okay, I'll change, but it'll take a little while. Too much now? Huh? It's hard to hear in that thing. I hope that makes you appreciate just a little about how difficult armor is to get on and off. And that was just a little... that was kind of a workout. Let's talk about weapons. Let's start with daggers first. They're the shortest. We'll go in ascending size. Here's the smallest dagger that I have. It's got two edges, kind of shaped like a dragon's tooth here. What makes this particularly interesting is this was made by my deceased father. It's got full tang. Put it together from a blade and a couple of rosewood scales, and he also made this custom-made sheath, which is one of the most interesting things about it. You can see here he's carved in a image of a dragon that I myself drew when I was only about 16 years old, perhaps. Here's the handle. It's got those raised carvings, good for gripping. Here's the blade itself. It's got a very nasty point there. Anyway, basic two-edged dagger. Here's another one he made himself. This is interesting because the largest part of the blade is actually the tang and the handle. Didn't grind it down at all, I believe, but made the rosewood scales to fit it. It's got a rather chunky handguard, and it puts the point of balance very close to the handle, which, if you're wielding it, especially with a finger grip over here. Now this sacrifices a bit of safety because your finger hitter is vulnerable. The center of balance being close to the hand makes it extremely light and nimble, almost handling like a small sword. This would make it very good to be paired with a rapier. Parry, stab, parry, stab, that type of thing. Once again, one of the most interesting things about this knife is the custom carving job. Look at that weaving in and out of itself. See the full tang there and how thick it is in regards to the rest of the blade. It's a nice spatulate point, particularly good for thrusting. This is an extremely stiff blade, so I would trust it to parry and thrust, but being as it does have somewhat of a wide point, perhaps not very good for piercing mail, at least riveted or welded mail. Next up, we have the main gouge. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I believe it is French for left hand because, voila! Once again, used in the left hand, paired with a rapier to parry. Look at that S-shaped guard. It's got very nice pommel there. A little protuberance for striking people in the head if you should need to. This is good for catching an opponent's blade if you need to, and this would deflect. It's got this nice ring guard here for inserting the finger should you want to use the extra control, but should you not, it also provides a lot of extra protection for if an opponent's blade happens to slide down this way instead of getting caught in the guard or glancing off. It will stop it from having your hand cut or potentially stabbed. A lot of swords and daggers that actually have ring guards are a little too small to put one's finger in. Perhaps people were smaller, more slender back then. Perhaps not. Perhaps they weren't really meant to be used that way, but just merely an extra added bit of protection. While not modeled specifically on any one type of Greco-Roman sword, this is not dissimilar to any type of particular blade that would be around during the Roman period. It's shaped like Gladius, a bit like the Athenian hoplite sword, a bit like the Spartan swords. While this can be used to chop, its reach is not particularly great for a thrust. However, there is this nice curve in the handle where one can place their thumb to add a bit of extra strength, or one can merely hold it like this, and the grip keeps the hand from sliding onto the blade, which we all know could be a bad situation. As you can tell from the shape of the blade, and its stiffness and short length, it is made for stabbing and creating very deep, wide wounds.